listening to the Savvy Musician Show with Leah McHenry, and this is your secret weapon for success in the new music industry. Hey everybody, it's Leah McHenry here, and I want to talk to you today about the Facebook platform and some of the things that I've been doing that have been getting me a lot of crazy, amazing results lately. And I don't know if you listened in last night, but in case you missed it, I've been having an absolutely killer, amazing, sorry, I have to cough, a killer, amazing music month, selling physical CDs, physical music and merchandise right from my shop. And I literally have gone from $0, zero fan base, no knowledge about the music industry whatsoever. In fact, no knowledge about business in general at all the way to making my first, $500 consistently. And that went up to $1,000 consistently, up to $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 and beyond. And now $20,000 a month in music sales. So it's been, and that's just one of 5 streams of income. And I want to share with you, how did I get there? How am I doing that? Especially as a recording artist, especially as somebody who doesn't tour, which is really unheard of. There's not too many artists out there that do not tour. It's not very common. Like, why would I make that choice? When it seems like it's very necessary to get your name out there. It seems like, if you can open for other bigger bands, that maybe that would, get your name out there. You're meeting a lot of people, shaking hands, sell some merch at the back booth and all of that. Why would I make a choice to not play live and build my fan base online? Well, number one, for those of you who know me, you already know I have 5 kids. 5. So, and they're all like 12 and under. So I'm making sales right now. That's my shop. I have 5 kids. So mainly for practical reasons, I decided that's not really going to work for me. I didn't have the capital. Obviously, touring is actually not cheap. It's very expensive to load all your kids into a van or a tour bus and get your name out there, especially when nobody knew who I was. Why I could not afford to go on tour. So, and those of you who do tour know that it costs a lot. Touring is expensive, especially when you're not just like, a single dude, right? Like a single dude, like you'd be willing to sleep in your van and that'd be totally fine. And that can be fun for a period of time. But when you get older and you have a family and stuff, that stuff is not fun anymore. And then when you add kids in the mix, that's definitely not fun. So I was like, okay, I have to find a way to somehow promote my music online without leaving my house. How can I do that? And so the fact that I've been able to go from that zero, virtually nobody listening to me, and I really thought, like, who would listen? Who's going to listen to me, some stay-at-home mom? That sounds kind of like ridiculous. But from going from that to $20,000 a month in music sales, like, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud I did that. But how did that happen? And how is that even possible today? Well, I'm here to tell you that a huge part of me being able to do that, there's a few factors. One of them was made the decision right out of the gate. I'm going to find a way. And I don't care what it takes. Like, I'm dedicated to this. This is my hobby, but I want to turn it into something more than my hobby. I would like to be able to at least fund my own albums and not feel like I'm pulling from like the family budget to do that. So I decided I'm going to find a way, come hell or high water, I'm going to solve this problem, this challenge. And number 2, I decided to educate myself. And number 3, I became savvy. I decided I'm going to be a savvy musician. So I started studying like what's just working in general. And the biggest thing that has made a huge difference is actually this very platform that we are on right now, this very platform that you're watching. So Facebook has absolutely changed everything I was doing. So I originally uploaded my stuff to YouTube. I was on Twitter. I was kind of like everywhere. I opened all the accounts I was supposed to. I was on SoundCloud. I had Reverb Nation. I had all this stuff. But the one platform that gave me the most impact was this platform. And there's some people who say, well, isn't Facebook now for like older people, like younger people aren't on here anymore? You just wait. They will find a way to attract the younger crowds back if they're not here already. Most businesses have pages on Facebook, even police stations, politicians, everybody doing anything important is on this platform. And you can absolutely be sure that Facebook will find a way to attract the younger audience back. There's over 2 billion people here on this platform. I can guarantee you, your potential fans who would be buying your music right now, they would be your new super fan. They're on this platform. They are here. And if you don't know that, if you don't know how to find them, how to attract them to you, how to stand out on this platform, you are missing out on big time sales. Probably 90% of my sales of, say, the 20,000 this month, the month's not over yet, but of that amount, 90% are coming from this platform. So don't ignore it. Do not ignore this platform. Now, it's funny because I talk to a lot of people and everybody wants like a cheap fix or like a quick fix and some cheap tactic. And there is no cheap tactic. There is no miracle pill to get you there. It took me 5 years to get where I am now. And that was me learning the hard way. That was me like taking thousands and thousands of dollars worth of courses in business and marketing and all this stuff. And like, you don't have to do that. I can just tell you what to do now because I've taken all of that. I've applied it to myself. I've been very successful with even Savvy Musician Academy and my own music career. So I'm actually testing this stuff constantly on a daily basis. So I know it works. Now, if you're not making at least $100 a day consistently with your music, then there's one thing that you need to master, and that will be the catalyst for all your success going forward. And that is this: you need to build a culture around your music using Facebook. Okay? Build a culture. That is a word that I think most people don't even know what it means, and they've never thought about it. And it's a problem that you don't even know you have. And that's why I'm here today. And that's also why I just opened up a brand new Facebook for Musicians 2.0 mini course, walking you through exactly what you need to be doing on this platform. And I'm not talking about ads either. I'm not talking about ads. And in fact, you shouldn't even go there yet until you've mastered your culture. But building a culture has to do with who you are, what your music is all about, why people congregate, why people would kind of gather around the campfire, so to speak, to listen to your music, what brings people together, why should they care, and what kind of community are you creating with your music? It's a question that almost nobody asks, and yet is the one thing that completely changed everything that I was doing. So outside of, this is kind of two sides of the same coin, but finding my micro niche. So not just like niching down a little bit, but niching down a lot to the point where I just have a very small group of super fans versus trying to appeal to millions of fans. Like, that's not going to work in a very saturated internet where everybody's trying to get attention. You have hundreds of thousands of musicians who might be kind of similar to what I'm already doing. So that's not the best way to stand out. The way to stand out is to go smaller. So that's something you can take away right now. And in addition to going a little bit smaller, you also want to be thinking about the culture you're building with your music. And again, culture just means it's basically like a tribe of people that all have something similar or have something like similar interests, beliefs, worldview, things that bring them together. So you can even have a culture of people who are all very, very different, like mine. I have people who follow me from all different religions, different places in the world. But one thing we all agree on is that we love castles, we love fantasy, we love Celtic metal, we love, like, you know, the British Isles and escapism a bit, and certain movies and certain films and books and video games. And there's certain, it's just like it's almost hard to put it in a box, but yet I'm so familiar with it. I know it so well. And I know one of my fans, when I see them right away, I'm like, oh my goodness, you will love my music. Because you're into all these other things, I know that you will love my music. And so that's the thing, is that before you could ever get into, ninja marketing stuff, before you can get into Facebook ads and funnels and all that stuff, which, is the sexy thing to do and what everybody wants to do, before you do that, you need to master your culture. And the great thing is that your culture is something you can be working on right now. Even if you only have like a demo right now, you can start focusing on this now, because from that, as you build your culture, from that, it's gonna help you figure out your niche more. It's probably gonna happen simultaneously. It's also going to help you define your image. It's gonna help you define your brand, which needs to be congruent across all platforms. Okay. So Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever, your website, musicians have a tendency to not be too consistent, unless, we're very intentional about it. So by building your culture and your community, you're going to help solve a multitude of challenges that on their own kind of seem daunting. It's like, oh man, I got to do this, I got to do that. But building your culture kind of addresses many things. It kind of kills several birds with one stone, so to speak. So, that is something really important. Things you need to be doing on the Facebook platform, things that you should be doing with your culture as you're building this. Number one is your Facebook page, okay? Are you attracting new fans every single day? If you're not, you're missing out on sales, you're missing out on culture building activities. Are you posting engaging content? Do you know what kind of content to post? Do you know what to post, when to post, and how to post? If not, you are missing out on building your culture. Are you asking your fans for feedback? Are you giving them opportunities to opt into your email list? Also extremely important. Are you making any sales? Are you asking people to ever buy anything? If you never ask, how do you expect to make sales? And don't tell me because, I don't like selling. You have to get over that. There are ways, though, of doing it where it feels completely awesome and doesn't even feel gross at all. It feels like amazing, and like you're giving your fans so much value that by the time you ask for a sale, it's like, of course, it makes complete sense. And I also have systems where it does the selling for me and I don't have to do that. So, but it all starts with building your page and building our culture on your page. And another amazing thing that you should be doing on this platform is considering Facebook groups. And this is something that I'm getting into now as I ramp up my music sales, okay? So what's a cool thing about Facebook groups is that Facebook is giving preference to communities on the platform. So as far as what is being shown in the news feed, what they're promoting is communities and specifically discussions between people. So that's a really great thing to take note of. Facebook is wanting to promote intimate discussions, and a Facebook group provides that intimacy feeling between you and your fans. And so that's why I'm loving that as well. Like, it gives them an exclusive feeling that they can't get, in a big public setting. Facebook groups are also amazing for polls and surveys and getting that feedback from your fans. Like, I have jacked my income up exponentially just from getting regular feedback from my fans. I ask them anything I want to know. I ask them and they give me that feedback, and then I go and act on it. So like, if I want to know about like, hey, do you like this t-shirt design? Before I go and spend a bunch of money printing t-shirts, I ask my fans, do you like this? And if not, like, which direction do you think I should go in? I'll give them options and they give me that feedback, and then I go and sell it to them after the fact. So it makes complete sense. Also, a cool feature inside of Facebook groups is now you can post stories just like Instagram. So that's another feature you should be using. If you're not doing these things right now, I'm telling you, you are missing out. As a musician, if you're independent, you're trying to build your career, or maybe you're even an industry professional and you have clients, you're a manager or whatever. If your clients aren't doing this, they are missing out, and you could be guiding them. You could increase your value and what you bring to the professional field just by implementing these things. So I highly recommend that you join Facebook for Musicians 2.0. Everybody who is wanting to create sales, this is the precursor to sales. You cannot go from nothing to making $5,000 a month or even $1,000 a month consistently. If that's an extra 12 grand a year that you could be spending on, your next album, your next music video, promotion, all of that. So this work here, building your culture, building your community through your page, through Facebook groups, figuring out who your fans are and learning everything about them is the precursor to proper marketing. It's the precursor. So when you do that, then you can get into stuff like Facebook ads and even messenger marketing. I'm a huge fan of messenger marketing. Anybody who's ever followed me on my page, you can opt in and it takes you through different sequences. So I have chat bots and all that. Don't concern yourself with that too much yet until you've mastered your micro niche and your culture. When you've done those things, all the other fancy, really sexy things are going to be effective. So that's the order in which you need to do things. So, we have the online musician course, which really helps you dig into the whole micro niche, into launching music online, promoting it, social media, and all those aspects. But this specifically is a problem where I found so many musicians have got stuck, where they're just like, how do I build this culturally? I'm stuck and I don't know. Well, I'm telling you, you need to figure this out. You've got to know everything about your fans. You need to know where they live, where they shop, what kind of, what's their favorite energy drink or coffee, what books they read, movies, everything. You got to know your fans better than they know themselves. And when you do that, you are on your way to defining your culture. And I found that in learning who my fans are and learning everything about them, it helped even just define my direction a little bit more. So it's not like I'm conforming to anything, but it did help me clarify who they are and what I'm trying to build. It's like, oh, my fans are, they're really into this stuff. And it's actually very similar to who I am. So it's not like it's a far stretch. So, hey, Facebook for Musicians 2.0, we just opened the doors today. And if you're watching this right now, or you see this after the fact, if you are seeing this, we have a special promotion going, okay? There's a coupon, and you'll notice there's a comment in the chat, okay? It's Facebook for the number musicians.com, and there's a coupon. Just type in FB50, and you can get $50 off, and this expires on Thursday at midnight, okay? So you want to be joining this, and it's a mini course. It's not going to be hours and hours of content. It's a small, condensed, because I don't believe in making you sit around for hours and hours just to learn something. Like, let's be short, concise, to the point, get you what you need to know, and then go out and do something with it. Go get the results, because I want to hear about it. So, join today, and I hope to see you inside of Facebook for Musicians. What you're going to learn is how to leverage the new Facebook algorithm. Okay. Number 2, how to build a page that gets you 5-star fan reviews. Very important for social proof. How to data mine your potential fans and find out everything about them. That's what I explained. That's everything you want to know about them. Like I said, like where they shop, what are the other pages they follow, what are the other musicians they like, everything about the movies they're into, what's their favorite actor. You need to know these things. You need to know them. And that's the precursor to all the marketing you do in the future. Whenever you launch your next single, your next album, this is stuff you need to know. How to use the Facebook groups to promote your music and grow your community and content. What, how, and when to post without spending hours glued to the computer. Okay, these are all things you need to know. When you master that, then you can ascend to the next level, which would be getting into the more advanced marketing like the ads. And I have a program for that, but that's not for today. So Facebook4musicians.com, enter in the coupon FB50. If you are seeing this, it is still valid. Go there now and register, and I will see you inside Facebook for Musicians. I love you all. Talk to you soon.
This episode was sponsored by the Superfan System Elite program here at Savvy Musician Academy. If you are looking to scale your existing music business and you're looking to get into advanced digital marketing, such as email marketing, funnels, e-commerce, Facebook ads, and more, and you're looking to build a real profitable online music business, book a call with our team at www.callsma.com. We would love to speak with you for about 30 minutes and see how we can help you. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast for more episodes, and we'll see you next time.